You laugh first, before anyone else can. Someone makes a comment about you, something that actually stings, and before anyone notices, you turn it into a joke. Everyone laughs, and somehow, that makes you feel even more invisible. You look easygoing, unbothered, steady, but that calm face? It's become so natural, you forgot it was ever a choice. And that's exactly how your deepest pain stays hidden, even from yourself. If you recognize yourself in even 3 of the 6 quiet habits I'm about to share, you've been carrying more than most people will ever notice. So what's actually happening underneath these quiet habits? Psychology calls this expressive suppression, the habit of hiding what you feel, not because you don't feel it, but because showing it never felt safe. Over time, this becomes something deeper. Psychology also calls it self-silencing, where you don't just hide your emotions from others, you start hiding them from yourself. And here's the metaphor that can help you understand what's really happening. It's like wearing a mask. At first you put it on to protect yourself. Maybe you were young. Maybe emotions weren't welcome. Maybe being too much got you rejected, or being honest got you hurt. So you learn to wear the mask. But here's what no one warned you about. If you wear a mask long enough, it starts to grow into your face. You forget what was ever underneath. The mask isn't something you put on anymore. It feels like who you are. And these 6 quiet habits, they're the ways you keep that mask in place, without even realizing it. Here's how that mask shows up in your everyday life. Habit number 1, you downplay everything that hurts. Someone crosses a line, you feel it in your chest. But instead of naming it, you say, "It's not a big deal." The mask smiles, so no one looks too closely. But underneath, the wound stays open. Habit number 2, you over-explain yourself, even when no one asked. You're standing in a doorway. You say something honest, then immediately you start softening it, adding context, apologizing for your own thoughts. The mask whispers, "Don't take up too much space, don't be a burden." Habit number 3, you go quiet when you're hurting the most. Something happens that breaks you a little. But instead of reaching out, you disappear. You sit alone in your room. You scroll through your phone in the dark. The mask keeps everyone at a safe distance, because closeness feels like exposure. Habit number 4, you check on everyone else, but never ask for the same. You're always the one texting first, asking, "Are you okay?" Holding space for others. But when someone asks about you, the mask answers, "I'm fine," because needing anything would mean the mask cracked. Habit number 5, you rehearse conversations that never happen. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Your mind is running through future confrontations, imagining worst-case reactions, preparing defenses. The mask is always on guard, because the real you was never allowed to simply exist. Stay with me, because this last habit is the one almost nobody recognizes in themselves. Habit number 6, you feel more at peace alone than with people who love you. You sit by the window, alone, and somehow it feels easier, not because you don't love them, but because the mask gets so tired around others. And the only rest it knows is when there's no one left to perform for. So if you saw yourself in several of these quiet habits, what do you do with that truth? You didn't choose to start wearing the mask. You were surviving. And now, the path forward isn't about blame. It's about gently learning to let the mask soften. Step 1. Notice the mask without ripping it off. You don't need to expose yourself overnight. That would feel like violence. Instead, just start noticing when the mask appears. Psychology calls this emotional labeling, naming what you're feeling in the moment, even if only to yourself. I'm downplaying again. I'm going quiet. That's enough. That's the beginning. Step 2. Let one feeling exist without fixing it. You don't have to process everything. You don't have to heal on command. Just let one emotion sit beside you, not judged, not rushed, just witnessed. The mask begins to loosen when feelings are finally allowed to simply exist. Step 3. Show one small truth to one safe person. This doesn't mean confessing your entire history. It means saying that actually hurt me when it does. It means answering honestly, just once, when someone asks how you are. Psychology calls this a corrective emotional experience, a moment where you risk honesty, and you're not punished for it. These moments teach your heart that the mask isn't always necessary. this isn't about ripping the mask off overnight. It's about finally noticing you were never just a mask. It protected you when you needed protection. It kept you safe when safety wasn't guaranteed. But it also kept you hidden from others and from yourself. You are not broken. You are someone who learned to survive by disappearing. And now, slowly, you're learning how to come back. The mask can soften. The face underneath is still yours. If this helped you see yourself more clearly, share it with someone who needs to hear this.